AITA for telling my best friend his girlfriend is disgusting. I 22F have been friends with Danny 22M since high school, and he recently moved in with his current girlfriend Lucy 22F. They had a housewarming party on Friday, and Lucy spent most of the night dancing with her own friends who were very like her excitable extroverted G and dragging Danny away from his conversations with us as friends to dance even though he's more like us introverted not party animals. Later Danny was being quiet, so I asked if he was okay, and he said just tired. But he just kept watching Lucy dancing, and then said something in her ear the next time she came over, and she just shook her head and laughed at him. After she went back to her friends, I asked if it was bothering him how she was behaving, and he asked me to explain. I mentioned the attention-seeking dancing, and the fact she was wearing something really revealing even though other guys were at this party. Danny said it didn't bother him, then sat with a moody face. At the end of the night Lucy sat down with us and started chatting non-stop about how amazing the party had been. I pointed out jokingly Danny obviously wasn't enjoying himself since he looked miserable, and Danny told her I was worried he was jealous because of her outfit. Lucy ruffled his hair, which he hates, and said he was quiet because he loved her outfit so much he couldn't wait for us all to leave so he could drag her to bed. I thought that was completely inappropriate and said to Danny in that case, I'd leave if she was just going to be disgusting, and Lucy just laughed at me, so I did leave. Today Danny has messaged me saying Lucy wants an apology before I'm allowed back at their home. But when I asked if Lucy will apologize for making me uncomfortable, he said no, she doesn't have anything to be sorry about. I was genuinely only worried about my friend, but admit I could have just left without calling her disgusting. So AITA? ETA to clarify, I didn't say the comment about her clothes directly to Lucy. I asked Danny once, then never mentioned it again. I asked him because I know in the past he said anything overly sexual makes him uncomfortable. He's not the kind of guy who makes innuendos or anything. Also, I'm in no way jealous of Lucy. She's the opposite of how I'd want to be, which is fine. People can be who they want, and Danny and I already tried dating years ago, but the spark wasn't there, and it was uncomfortable after we tried being intimate, and we both agreed we were better as completely platonic friends. AITA for telling my wife not to talk to my dad, but I will continue to. A month ago my oldest turned 16. For his 16th birthday, the plan was to let him skip school, get to the DMV when it opens, take the driving test, go on a small road trip, be back around when school gets out, and then all go out for a family dinner. On the weekend would be his celebration with his friends. Skipping school for the DMV test was planned in advance, but the road trip was a surprise. A few days before the road trip my wife asked me to take our 3-year-old with me that day. I said I wasn't taking a toddler to the DMV. That place is a cesspit. Also, the road trip is for additional driving practice before he's able to drive unsupervised. A toddler distracting him is not a good idea. My wife said she wanted the day to herself, and if I wasn't willing to take our toddler, the birthday stuff needs to be moved to the weekend so I can. I said I would take our toddler to work with me the next day, but our oldest's birthday is his day, so he's the priority. She got angry and said she's made 100 sacrifices for our kids, and saying she isn't a priority. Not what I said is disgusting. It was a big fight. My son's birthday, she texted me that I'm an asshole multiple times. At the dinner she was in a bad mood. After everyone ate, my dad asked us all to go out to the parking lot. He handed the keys to his car to my son, saying he was getting a new one. He also said he would continue to pay the insurance for a year. My wife asked me if I knew about this, and I didn't. She didn't believe me. My wife has called and texted my dad multiple times asking if he is going to do this for all of our kids, saying he shouldn't have done this without asking us first, and telling him if he can't do this for all the kids, he needs to take the car back. Eventually he told her shut up and stop bothering him. My wife told me I need to stop talking to my dad. She said he used offensive language. He texted stop bothering me woman, which she says is sexist towards her, and I need to support her. I said she needs to stop talking to my dad, not me. I'll support her not talking to him. My wife said I am disrespecting her, that I won't listen when she says she needs help and let my family treat her poorly. I think she is creating these situations herself. She looks for offense and then finds it. Am I the asshole? AITA for calling my friend's proposal disrespectful. Alright, so here's the deal. My friend M27 decided to propose to his girlfriend of 3 years, Dina, F26. The two met at a bar pre-COVID, and were just chatting at first, but it quickly led to more, and eventually the two of them moved in together and discussed marriage. Personally, I think they're a great match, and my friend, Steven, has never been happier. He told me that he was planning to propose to Dina, and I was ecstatic. Well, the day of the proposal hits, and I called Steven the next day, which was last night, to congratulate him. But he wasn't happy. He told me that Dina had said no. I was shocked, and asked if he knew why. He said that she didn't like how he proposed. Now here's the thing. I knew he was going to pop the question, but I didn't know how he was going to do it. He thought it would be romantic to propose at the place they met. Yes, a bar. Already I could kind of see why she might not like that. But I decided to ask her privately because she and I have gotten to be close. She confided in me that it's because she told Steven multiple times that she didn't want to have a public proposal, and that she was horrified he would do it at a bar of all places, and that she felt disrespected that he didn't accommodate that. I told Steven that his proposal was honestly really disrespectful and seriously kind of messed up. To which he told me I was being an insensitive and should be supportive as his friend rather than talking down on him. But I don't know if I'm wrong here. AITA for calling my friend's proposal disrespectful. Edit to clarify, I am actually female, for those saying him. Update for those who asked. This whole situation played out far differently than I expected. I didn't know that Steven had a Reddit, and he saw everything. All of this. He confronted me about it, and while he was pissed that I aired their dirty laundry, he did end up thanking me for posting it because it gave him a different perspective. So thank you, commenters. As for their relationship, Dina and Steven are still living together, sort of. Dina was upset over the whole event and has spent the past couple days mostly at her parents' house and then working it out with Steven at night. Dina said she is working on forgiving him, but mostly has been bothered that her wishes weren't met. At this time, they are not engaged and Dina has no plans for that anytime soon. I did tell Steven that if they stay together, I would help him plan a proposal in the future. The three of us live in Florida, and we're all relatively close to a beach, so I suggested to Steven that next time he proposed, he do it in the evening at a beach or somewhere private without a lot of people or noise. Steven also told Dina he is planning on returning the ring he bought, and will be giving her some of the money to use for whatever she wants. I think he ordered flowers to be sent to her work, too, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess it all worked out in the end. AITA for not cooking a Western enough meal when having guests over. My boyfriend 24M and I 21F have recently hosted a dinner at his place with some of his coworkers and their partners. He recently got a promotion at work and his friends over there were asking for a treat. I'm South Asian Bangladeshi and sometimes when I have leftovers from some of the traditional dishes I cook, I pack it for his lunch. Apparently many of his coworkers liked the smell and look of his food and some even tried it and liked it. So when I asked him if we should just invite them at his place where I would cook some traditional dinner, he got excited and said yes. He gave me a heads up that two of them are vegetarian. For dinner, I cooked white rice, tomato chutney, mashed potatoes, spinach, onion fritters, fried eggplants, Chinese vegetables, spicy egg curry, chicken curry, lentils with green mango. For dessert, I made gajar halwa carrot-based pudding. I also served veg strip snack and beverages before dinner as an evening snack. All of them seemed to love my cooking and kept complimenting me throughout the night. They also asked me many questions about the ingredients and what is the best way to eat each of them, and I was happy to answer those. After they all left, my boyfriend started ranting. What was that all about? I got very confused, and apparently when he assumed I was gonna cook traditional meals, he thought it would be more like what they serve at the weddings: biryani, chicken roast, spicy beef curry, kebab, fried fish, and other type of veggie dishes. He thought what we served was not up to the standards, especially when guests are over. I argued that most of my dishes were vegetarian friendly, and these are comfort food which are also quite tasty since they were all seasoned properly and made from scratch. He keeps saying that he should have just taken them to a restaurant and that I'm lucky none of them are Indian or something. Otherwise they'd be able to tell that we just fed them grass. I was very hurt by that comment since I put a very high effort into all of that cooking when I don't even live there. I want some fresh outside perspective. Was ITA? AITA for getting a pregnancy craving during a party. I 29 female and pregnant with my boyfriend Sam 32. Sam and I went to a party for his family. No momentous occasional, just a normal family get together. During my pregnancy, I have had intense cravings. While we were at the party, I told Sam I was craving a slushie. About 30 minutes away, we had just arrived about 20 minutes prior. He said to give him a little while and we'd go get one. After about 30 more minutes, I said it again to Sam. He said fine, get in the car. On our way there we got into an argument, and he thinks the craving could have waited a couple hours. He's now mad at me we have to leave the party early. We see his family 2 to 3 times a month, sometimes more, and I don't think it's a big deal to leave when I have a craving.